can't say my real name, so he calls me Mom. Autism is a disorder in the brain. This next slide is going to be a video, and it's going to come very quick.
People are very knowledgeable about autism, know what on the spectrum means, but can you explain it to people who may not be so familiar with the term?
It's a full spectrum because people who live with autism have a different range of abilities. You will often see people who are struggling in some areas, have maybe be nonverbal, have severe medical complications in addition to being autistic, and others who may be very, very competent in the artistic area, music, or even academically, and then there's everything in between.
Characteristics repetitive behavior is doing something over and over again. For boys, he spells ouch over and over again. Also, another thing is lack of motivation. A boy needs clear directions and positive reinforcement to do his work. He has a little bit of difficulty with social cues. Boy has trouble being quiet in the leader, using the appropriate volume with thinking, and keeping his clothes on other people. It's true, he actually sometimes doesn't.
Hi, my name is Madelynn Dabbs, and this is my brother boy. He is autism. The boys for Mom. Emma. Oh, good job. Now we can spell ouch. O-U-C-H. Good job. Ouch. Count the blocks. Let's count the blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good job. High five. 8 bucks. Good job. 8 bucks. This is called reinforcement, where you get him to do something that helps him learn, and then for a reward you do something that he likes to do. Dunk. D-A like spelling ouch. Okay. Dunk.
A kid with autism may be good at something but lack in something else. Like Boyd is a very good speller, but he has a little bit of trouble with verbal and visual.
Let's spell hamburger. Spell hamburger. H. Good job! Now let's spell children. C-H.
I love to
He's an amazing speller. He loves to write words with shock. He's 5 years old and he hasn't even started kindergarten and he's writing words like children and hamburger.
So that's how he's a really good speller. Autism Cares is an organization formed by Boyd's dad, Larry, who's right there. The 3 main goals of Autism Cares is awareness, acceptance, and action. Awareness, informing people that 1 in 88 children have autism. Acceptance, showing people that people with autism may seem a little different, but they are just like you. Action, raising money by surprise for children with autism, like iPads, sensory toys, chew toys, and trampolines.
Autism is the fastest growing serious developmental disability in the United States, and more children are diagnosed with autism each year than with AIDS, diabetes, and cancer combined. According to the CDC, 1 in every 50 American children and nearly 2 million individuals living in the U.S. have autism. 80% of those individuals are under the age of 22 years old. In California, the highest rates of autism were found in Orange County, where 1 in 63 children have been diagnosed with autism. These children are receiving special education services that now account for 15% of all disabilities compared to 2.6% of disabilities 10 years ago. Awareness, acceptance, and fundraising are the pillars of Fullerton Cares, which spreads the message of autism throughout North Orange County and helps to raise funds for local autism initiatives. Early diagnosis and treatment can produce greater gains for individuals with autism. Fullerton Cares raises awareness and funds for this complex condition and helps the Fullerton School District with providing tools and equipment for children with autism to reach their full potential.
Some of the stuff I thought to do things I did. Spoke in front of 600 people about autism. Made and donated stickers and gave them to autistic kids. Spoke to the Fullerton School District about my brother and about my friends and my girl got you done. We each made one of this and gave this to kids. There's some pictures at the city council meeting of us getting to the number of years and the whole goes to it. I think the next slide is going to be half. The next video is going to be half of my speech at the common show.
My name is Madelynn every day, and I still remember the time when I said that we took a note of dinosaur and volcano. When I grow up, I want to be a scientist and a kid for autism. I don't want to find a kid because I wish my brother was in the ticker. That's not the reason. It's just that the kids don't have so much therapy and we can play together often. I'm sure every brother and sister and child with autism wishes me someone who doesn't have to work so hard and have so much therapy. I just want to say thank you for coming tonight. Your donations won't just help my brother, but you will help all the children and families in Fullerton who are affected by autism. My mom says I can't stay to see the show because we'll be talking about adults. From Madelynn.
Good job, Madelynn!
So that's part of my speech I did at the common event. And this is my passion speech that I wrote about helping kids with autism. Have you ever seen a kid with special needs getting bullied? I've seen it. It does not look good. Well, my name is Madelynn Dabbs, and I'm 8, and I try to stop that. My brother Boyd has autism. Autism is something in the brain that not a lot of people know about. It's a disorder. It's the person's brain that at different paces and nerves. Boyd is 5 years old. When I see him in progress and learning, it makes me so happy. He's the highlight of my day. Because of Boyd, my passion is helping special needs and autism. I try to learn more about autism by reading books about the disorder. Also, my mom shares some facts about it. She once told me that 1 out of 88 kids are diagnosed with autism. That means if you split the children in the world into groups of 88, at least one of them will have autism. I find my interest great by talking with other people with Bow's life specifically. Once I talked with over 600 people. The event was called the Comedy Show for Autism. It was really weird. I was really nervous. I talked to the microphone and it was on a huge stage. Weeks before, I practiced every day at the historic Fox Theater, where a long time ago, famous people like Madelynn Dabbs and Judy Garland performed. When the event took place, I was called up to the stage and I had chills on my whole body and goosebumps. But when I finished, everybody clapped and got a standing ovation. Weeks later, I was in the newspaper and I read a paragraph about the event. With nothing, I talked to the boys in school. The Girl Scout troop and I made Autism Speaks fairs to donate to the kid with autism that has autism. We made the fairs at Build-A-Bear. Then we gave the fairs to Autism Speaks members. I like to support the events at my mom's Boy Scouts. My passion is helping kids with autism and I am proud. On the month of April, my neighborhood and some other neighborhoods, we lit with the blue light bulbs to show their awareness and that we have we support autism. Now, if we have question time, and if you answer a question right, you're going to get one of these bulletin cards. Does anybody know? Oh, there's Boyd right there.
Hi, Boyd.
Hi, Boyd. Hello. Hello, Boyd. Boyd.
Hi, how are you?
Does anybody know how to spell autism? A-U-T-O. Close. Serious. Okay, guys. Does anybody know who runs Fullerton Cares or who started it? Taylor?
Right behind you, by the way.
What were the two words that boys spelled? Start up.
Children of hamburger.
Great. Okay, this is going to be a challenge. Where did I talk in front of 600 people? What's that?
Yeah, this is kind of exciting because you might have some questions that haven't been answered that maybe she can help answer because she's an expert in this area.
What are some other things that Fullerton Cares get? Because we have Larry puts on this thing at his work. He owns Bourbon Street, and it's a restaurant, and he puts on this thing called Mardi Gras for Autism. And it's just like Mardi Gras with all the masks, with all the beads, and it's for kids with autism. So there's things that maybe they're doing. And one year I think there was trampolines, and then last year there was last year there was bubbles that they could just do. And then last year again there was like a skateboarding thing that these people, this organization does kids with special needs, they actually hold your arms and then they put you over the ramp and everything. So they have a lot of fun stuff. They have the aquarium with Pacific on wheels come. So they have a lot of cool events like that. Isaiah, what are you going to do this year? Another comedy show. So we do that.
Eat the other way.
Every year. How do you know somebody has autism? You can't really tell because sometimes there's on the show there was this kid with autism. When he was two, from when he was just born, he was doing really good. And when he was 2, he wasn't speaking, he wasn't doing anything. And then now, he's only like
14.
14. He teaches
Calculus.
To college kids.
And he's in line for, he might get from Nobel Prize. And he's only 14.
That's pretty.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. So sometimes you can't tell. Autism, it's a spectrum, so sometimes you can't really tell if someone has autism, or sometimes it's really apparent. So it just kind of varies, and so there's just different characteristics, like she was saying, the lack of motivation sometimes, or sometimes they have trouble talking. Like, Boy doesn't talk a lot, but he can spell, and he's amazing at spelling. So there's kind of differences like that you can see.
You might need like national spelling bee at some point, at a very early age.
They sometimes call it an invisible disease because they don't look any different than anybody else. It's hard to tell sometimes until you really get to know them and see maybe some differences.
Any other questions?
Boyd isn't like good at speaking, but he's really good at spelling. So it's sort of like weighing it, like the 14-year-old, he was really good at calculus, but he wasn't good at speaking because he had autism.
Exactly. So they might have a strength somewhere, but a weakness somewhere else.
If you ever go down the street and you might see a big bounce house, that probably is us, because he loves to jump, and also we have a water slide that he loves too. So if you see that up, you'll probably see us.
Dylan, do you have a question?
Is there a way to join for teachers?
Yes, there is. You can go to our website, which I'll leave with Ms. Garcia.
Yes.
And then you can go to the website and fill out the information and you can become a volunteer. Madelyn's Girl Scout troop, they volunteered last year, so there's a lot of kids your age that volunteer a lot.
If you saw a video in there and there was Girl Scouts, that was my Girl Scout troop. We came as a Mardi Gras practice and put on beads for people.
Maybe next year in my class we could do that, we could volunteer class and something towards our service arm.
So if there's any other questions, happy to answer them. If there's not,
Okay, let's give her a hand. What a great job. I can't believe this is in front of 600 people at the Fox Theater spoke. That's amazing. Look at how well their presentation skills are amazing. A really good job, and you know a lot about the subject. Oh, do you remember, Dylan, what it was? Okay.
So, like, two questions. Are all autistic kids, like, do they have a strength and a weakness, or can they be different?
They can be different because it is, autism is they call it a spectrum, so it's all different abilities. So sometimes you will see that and sometimes you may not. But,
the second question was, in the presentation, it said that you also help with other special needs. What other special needs do you help on?
well, like at the Mardi Gras, we had many different special needs coming